Welcome to the Bay. All right, tonight we have an absolute monster of a title fight for the heart and soul of your next PC build. In this corner, we have the reigning, undisputed champion of 4K gaming, the absolute legend, the RTX 4090. And in the other corner, the challenger. Brand new, super smart, and incredibly power efficient, the RTX 5070 Ti.
So, let's get right into the tail of the tape. You've got the 5070 Ti, which we're calling the Efficiency King. This is the new kid on the block, right? It's built on brand new architecture, meaning it's designed from the ground up to be smarter, not just harder. Then you've got the 4090, the 4K Brute. This is the card that's been sitting at the top of the charts just dominating with pure, raw horsepower. It's really the classic matchup, new school tech versus old school power.
And that really brings us to the big question for this whole explainer. When you're putting your money down for a new rig, what actually comes out on top? Is the brute force of the reigning champ still the way to go, or does the challenger's shiny new tech and efficiency score a knockout? Let's find out.
Ding ding, let's get into round one. And this is all about raw performance. We are talking pure, unadulterated frames per second. No fancy tricks, no upscaling, just how hard these cards can push pixels at native 4K. So who's gonna land the first punch?
First up, we're throwing them into one of the toughest fights out there. Cyberpunk 2077, 4K with ray tracing cranked all the way up. Now, the 5070 Ti puts up a really impressive 112 FPS. That's fantastic. But just look at the 4090, a staggering 145 FPS. That is a massive lead. We're talking a difference you can absolutely feel, a smoother experience where that brute force just shines through.
Okay, let's switch gears to a game where every single frame is the difference between winning and losing. In Warzone, at 4K max settings, it's pretty much the same story. The 5070 Ti is blazing fast at 220 FPS, no doubt. But the 4090 just walks away from it, hitting an insane 280 FPS. If you've got a high refresh rate 4K monitor, that extra 60 frames per second is literally a game changer. It's a real competitive advantage.
And you know, this quote from our source material really just nails it. When you're talking about native 4K gaming, especially with the settings maxed out, the RTX 4090 is simply playing in a different league. Round one, without a doubt, goes to the champion.
But hey, a fight is more than just raw power, right? So let's head into round two, smarts versus strength. This is where we look past the raw frame rates and dig into the technology that's actually powering these cards. Can the challenger's clever new tricks help it close that gap?
And this is where the 5070 Ti's game plan really comes alive. It's built on that new Blackwell architecture, and it's got a seriously cool trick up its sleeve called DLSS 4 multi-frame generation. What that basically means is it uses AI to cleverly generate brand new frames, making the game feel buttery smooth without having to work the hardware nearly as hard. You add in that faster GDDR7 memory and way less power usage, and you've got one heck of a smart fighter.
So how does the 4090 respond? Well, it just flexes its raw muscle. Its strength isn't just about those high average frame rates, it's about that absolutely massive 24GB VRAM buffer. I mean, that is a dream come true for heavy texture mods, and it gives you some serious breathing room for future games. It's also an absolute monster for creative work or running AI locally, where having more VRAM is always king.
Okay, performance is one thing, but actually getting one of these beasts into your computer case, that's a whole different story. So welcome to round three, the buildability battle. This is all about the practical stuff, power, price, and, sheer size. Let's talk about efficiency, because this first number is a really big deal. 300 watts for the RTX 5070 Ti. That means less heat getting dumped into your room, less strain on your power supply, and you know what that means? A quieter PC overall.
And then you have this, 450 watts for the RTX 4090. That is 50% more power. That has a huge ripple effect on your entire build. You're going to need a bigger, probably more expensive power supply, and you better be sure your case has some serious airflow to keep that thing from getting too hot.
And here is where the challenger lands an absolutely massive blow on the judges' scorecards, the price. The RTX 5070 Ti is clocking in at a typical price of around $749. Now that's definitely high-end, but it's still in the realm of possibility for a serious PC builder. And here's the counterpunch. The RTX 4090 is more than double the price, sitting around $1,599. That price gap is just enormous, and it puts the 4090 firmly into that if you have to ask, you can't afford it territory.
This table here really just sums it all up, doesn't it? The 5070 Ti is a bit smaller, it plays nicely with a standard 750-watt power supply, it's just so much easier to plan a build around. The 4090, on the other hand, it demands more of everything. More space in your case, a beefier power supply, and a much bigger chunk of your budget. When it comes to the practical side of things, the 5070 Ti is the hassle-free choice, hands down.
So, after 3 intense rounds, we've arrived at the final verdict. But you know what? This isn't a fight with one clear winner who gets the belt. It's all about choosing the right champion for your specific build, for what you need. So let's break down who should be in which corner.
Okay, let's make this simple. Are you the no-compromise 4K ultra gamer who just wants the absolute best performance and money is no object? Then your champion is the RTX 4090. Easy. But what if you're a high-end gamer looking for great value, someone who wants to use the latest tech like DLSS 4 to get an amazing experience without breaking the bank? Then you're backing the RTX 5770 Ti. If you care about having a quiet, cool, and efficient PC, again, that's the 5070 Ti. But if you love to install heavy texture mods or you want that giant 24GB VRAM buffer for total peace of mind for years to come, then the RTX 4090 is still the one to beat.
Now, all the benchmarks and data we've been talking about today, it all comes from the fantastic in-depth analysis over at bestgpusforgaming.com. So if you want to dive even deeper, check out more games, or just see the latest pricing, that is absolutely the place you want to go. So, the final decision is in your hands, the builder. The 4K brute or the efficiency king, the established champion or the brilliant new challenger. Let us know which one you're backing for your next build. Keep it cool and keep building.